Welcome to Load Bearing Dad, the podcast for those caring more than they show and who don't get to fall apart just because they're pissed off. I'm Tim Duran, Air Force veteran, tech head, father, and human being who's been at war with his own temper more than times I'd like to admit. Now, how to avoid it, how to recognize it, respect it, and redirect it before it wrecks something you love. Update on the 62-mile challenge. I'm at 6 miles of 56 to go. And honestly, I'm not moving as fast as I wanted. That used to make me angry. Now, I use it. This challenge is about fighting for the ones who couldn't keep going. That fire in my chest, I let it burn for them. Let's get honest. Anger isn't always a problem. It's a signal, a reaction, a message that something matters. The problem is when you bury it, or let it bleed on people who didn't cut you. I've snapped at my kids over things that had nothing to do with them. Why? Because I let anger bottle up until I needed a way out, and it exploded sideways. What I've learned. Anger is energy. You can use it, or it can use you. Either way, it's not going away. So if you're mad right now, good. It means you still care. Let's figure out how to channel it instead of choke on it. Sports debrief. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark. Not just because she's torching records, but because she's catching unfair fire at the same time. She's getting hit harder, criticized louder, and dissected more than half the league. All while still showing up and letting her game speak. But here's what I respect most. She plays with fire, not out of control. She lets pressure sharpen her, not crush her. That's the playbook for any of us feeling cornered right now. Anger, use it to focus, not to flatten people. And she is dang good. So I know they did some Commissioner Cup, which I know she voiced with the NBA. Like, I guess if you win the championship in the NBA, it's like $20,000 apiece per player, and this Commissioner's Cup was like $30,000. And she's like, "Hello, President of NBA or WNBA, step up." You know, like, and she didn't even play. She was out with some, I think, a groin injury or something. So crazy how that team still won, and she wasn't even playing. Like, that's what she's done to the team. Like, they know they can beat people, and that I think they went against the Lynx, and the Lynx were like what, 21-4 or some ridiculously good record, and what, Indiana Fevers was like 8-8 or something. Yeah, I think the Lynx were 11-4. Sorry, and Fever were only like 8-8. So good on them for winning the Commissioner's Cup without Caitlin Clark, and now she's back. Hopefully she'll be back and whooping some tail. So, anyways, hack of the day. Here's today's tactical tool, the red zone reset. Use this when you feel anger rising in your chest and your fists start clenching. Here's how it works. Name it. Out loud or in your head. I'm angry. Ground it. Find one physical anchor. Your feet. A cold service. A deep breath. Redirect it. Ask yourself who deserves this fire and who doesn't. And you don't have to be calm. You just have to be in control of where the blast lands. So, probably don't take it out on your kids. Especially not physically. If you do, you should probably reflect on yourself in the mirror. But, I mean, yeah. Whether you agree on spanking or not is up to you. I don't think spanking should be given without purpose. Like, hey, you're getting a spanking because you touched the stove. And I told you not to touch the stove about 3 times. So, this is why you deserve a spanking. Or, if you don't do spanking, then, hit them where it hurts most. And that's usually electronics. Take it away, and they don't like that. So, anyways, moving on. Mental reboot. The power of productive rage. You don't need to be calm. You need to be heard, respected, and validated. And maybe you need to let some of that rage fuel something that actually matters. Some of the best workouts I've had, for sure, are fueled by frustration, and I'm sure other of you can agree with that. Like, when you're pissed off and you're going to go work, man, you might hurt the next day because you pushed too hard. some of the clearest decisions are made after I asked, what am I really made about? Like, what am I really mad about? And all of a sudden you're like, all right, well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm getting mad because I keep yawning. Rage is fuel. If you point it at the wrong people, it burns your house down. If you point it at the right problem, it can build something better. So, if you're an angry person, just think about that. I'm not angry, but I don't let stuff get away or let people push me around. I only get angry when I need to get angry. I know my family has a history of anger issues, like me personally, but and I call it the Duran anger. I know you can call it whatever family anger you want, but it's real, and sometimes it just surfaces a couple times. Usually my anger stems from loud noises. I can't stand anything too loud, and it literally triggers me, and like I don't really see red, but I feel like I see red, and like it just makes me snap. That's my anger thing. Loud noises, can't handle them. Like gunshots, okay, that's one thing because it's short, right? It's like pop. But if you're listening to a show like loud music, I don't know why, but I can listen to that as loud as I need to. Sometimes it's not loud enough, maybe because it's not like the music I listen to, I guess. I don't know, I listen to everything though. That's the thing. Classical to scream to country to rock to rap, everything. I don't know. Maybe it's a frequency thing. Maybe if there's a certain frequency that's it that I get angry at, I don't know. But it's usually people yelling. And if it gets too loud, I end up bursting out. Anyways, enough about me. Just figure out what your anger tick is. Like that's what I usually sit there and do. Is I'll sit there and be like, what really pisses me off? And that's actually the number one is people yelling, getting too loud, like I just can't handle it. And I'm like, whoa, we need to calm down like real quick because I'm about to snap. Maybe your anger is, I don't know, whatever you can think. People cutting you off, that just really pisses you off. And number one, like, I don't know, think of your number one anger. And like feel that. Use that as fuel, you know? Like when you're lifting, like, oh my gosh, if someone yells at me or if I hear someone yelling, man, I'm gonna push this for a new record. I don't know. Something like that, right? So anyways, today I salute the fire holders, the ones who feel everything but don't unload it on everyone. The ones who get mad but don't get mean. If that's you, you're not weak, you're not broken, you're disciplined in a way that the world rarely sees. And I see you. Let's talk Black Ops 6. Easily one of the most loaded, layered, and even wildest entries in recent memory. I'm only talking about it because I play Call of Duty. Who doesn't play Call of Duty nowadays? But if you don't, that's cool. Nothing against you. I only play it because Battlefield's not out. But Battlefield is coming soon, I hope. Because I'd rather be playing Battlefield than Call of Duty any day. But this week is pretty funny because they brought in Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, those two. Which makes sense in the chaos of it all. Absurd, loud, and totally unpredictable. That's what life can feel like too. But what matters in game and in life is how you respond under pressure. So customize your loadout, know your objective, and don't let distraction derail your mission. And yeah. I need TP for my bunghole. If you know what that means. Good on you. You lived a good childhood. The tech of the day is the GoPro 12 Black. The GoPro 12 Black isn't just gear, it's clarity in your pocket. I'm not doing advertisements, by the way. I'm just telling what I use right now. And I just got this from my boss, honestly. He wasn't using it. And he's like, do you want it? And I'm like, yeah. Or, also, I said, don't sell it for $100. Give it to me. I'll use it. So, but it has great audio, insane stability, and power to freeze a moment that's moving too fast. So I actually did hook this thing on the front of my car because I was like, why not? Falls off, I guess. You know, I didn't pay anything for it. So I did, and I drove to the gas station and back, and yeah, that was freaking awesome. I did a time lapse, and God, that's crazy. I never knew you could do a time lapse like that and just flying by. And then I did all I took to my phone in my car, right? Because time lapse, I was like, oh crap, I didn't mean to do time lapse because I didn't know what it was. And then, so I stopped the time lapse, and then I started the normal record, and then you could do slow mo with that. And as I was coming back down the street, I guess I left a different way, but then I came back a different way, and there was a cop sitting on the side of the road, and I was like, ha ha ha, hello, officer. I always do the speed limit usually because of that, so I don't think I've ever gotten a speeding ticket. Honestly, it was like when I was a punk kid and I was trying to race a Lancer in a Chevy Aveo. Yeah. I had a stick shift, but that doesn't do anything. The horsepower is not even in the same league. So, but I did get busted for 97 and a 55. So, got reduced down to 3 points in a class. So, that's kind of fun because when you're at the class, everybody went around saying what they did to get into this class, and there were some guys that were sitting there like, yeah, we were lining up ready to street race, and like, did you actually street race? And like, no, the cop showed up and shut it down, and then it came to me, and I was the most guilty one. What'd you do? I'm like 97 and a 55. Like, don't judge me, jerks. Whatever. Anyways, GoPro Hero 12 Black isn't just gear, it's clarity in the pocket. Like I said, it was great. It was awesome. The stability of it, holy moly. It was awesome. I use mine not to track walks. Nobody cares about that. But record chaos and remind myself I'm still moving, showing up, and still in the fight. So, if you want to see those videos, let me know. I haven't really played with it much. I was thinking about fishing, but I don't know how exciting that would be. So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, moving on. Today is Independence Day. And before we wrap up, let's remember what that really means. Freedom isn't just granted, it's earned. By the people who stood up, spoke out, and yes, gave everything. Whether you served, lost someone, or just love this country, today is for remembering the cost of the things we take for granted. Be safe, be grateful, and celebrate with purpose. Happy 4th of July, from one load bearer to another. If you keep hearing me pausing, by the way, when I'm doing these podcasts, because I'm having like reflex or something, I don't know. I think it's a nerve tick. Like I just can't breathe or something. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, this is it for Mission 12. We didn't run for the fire. We held it, channeled it, and carried it together. For Load Bearing Dad on Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram, share this with someone you know is walking through something they haven't even talked about yet. Remember, anger is not your enemy. Misplaced silence is. So keep speaking, keep showing up, and keep burning where it builds.